Today I have an incredible watch called SRPK 46, watch from Seiko in their Presage line, as you can see here, written on the dial. It's such an incredible watch, so beautiful, frosted dial with different tones. It actually, it's funny because when I, saw this watch, I thought it was a different watch, but it looked different, right? But I thought it was the SRPA 78J1, which is all gold. It doesn't have this two-tone finish to it. It's more in line with the top part here, but just for all the dials, so it doesn't have the brownish tone on the bottom. I think it's called a beer edition simply because of beer having the golden tone and hue with the brownish tone as well, so they mash them up such beautifully, gradually changing from the gold to the brownish tone. It's sealed up, so I can't do wrist shots because I don't want to break the seal. I'm probably going to return it, but I still want to showcase you guys the watch because it's such an incredible watch that I might want to keep again because it's so beautiful and it really speaks to me as a watch enthusiast, just for the craftsmanship, the design, and the aesthetic. It's just so appealing. But let's look at the specs first. It has a 435 movement, so it doesn't have like a premium movement, even though the dial and the overall watch seem to feel fairly premium. It has, I believe it's a acrylic crystal, a domed acrylic crystal, and it has 50 meters of water resistance, excuse me. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it in terms of the specs. If you look at the casing, let's talk about the dimensions first. So the dial size is 40.5 millimeters, which is on the bigger side. I probably wish it was a little bit smaller than that, but my wrist size is 8 inches, so I don't actually mind it too much, honestly. I still prefer my watches to be 38 millimeters, but when you have a larger wrist, it's not that big of a problem. It has a thickness of 11.84 millimeters, so round it up to about 12 millimeters, which I think is standard, including the glass, domed glass. Obviously, it has a lug to 47.5 mil. Again, having a 48.5 mil dial, 47.5 mil lug to lug is actually fine. I think the thickness at 12 mil it's acceptable because it doesn't actually look like, when you look at it from the side, some watches look big. This one does not look big, again, because of the dome crystal. The dome crystal is 2 millimeters, but it does give it a slimmer profile overall, even though it does add to the thickness. It has a beautiful crown, as you can see here. It's such a beautiful crown. Elegant, it's an oval shape, it's knurled, and it's signed with their beautiful S logo. The bracelet I can't really talk too much about because I don't have experience with this type of fine link bracelet. I do love the look. It looks so classy, and this watch can really feature as a dress watch as well. I mean, you can use it as a dress watch, an everyday watch. The crystal might probably be scratched up at some point, but still, I don't know how the bracelet handles over time, but it's definitely a stunner. I'm not gonna lie. I genuinely don't like these types of bracelets, but it does look great. It does fit with the overall aesthetic of the watch. Then we have the movement. It's a 4R35 movement, classic workhorse, movement. It has a power shift of 40 hours, 3 hertz a second sweep. Which is pretty standard. It's a good movement. It will work for many years, and it's easy to service. So should not have a problem with this watch in terms of the movement, at least. I got some smudges on the dial. So the crystal, I like the fact that it's domed. I probably would have preferred a domed sapphire, but I probably would have added double the cost because they only reserve the sapphire glass for premium movements. But I will say though, the acrylic does look great. It's a little more warmer. It also makes the dial a lot more legible from every angle, but just overall it just looks more warm and welcoming, and I think it actually fits the aesthetic well. I just still prefer, I think, sapphire, but you probably wouldn't have been able to get that type of dome if it was sapphire. You can get that, but I think that would be a lot more expensive to add on this watch. So it does look great. I don't know, it depends on how you wear the watch. If you just wear it around casually, I don't think it's going to be a problem with the scratches, but if you wear it more heavily, yeah, the scratches will be proponent. You will be able to see that very visibly. So I think the last segment is the dial, and it's a stunner, man. Like, there's not really much I can say there. The dial is worth it. I love the two-tone finish. I think I prefer this two-tone finish more than if it was all gold, and I'm not actually sure about that yet. The SRPH 76, that's what I said, correct? SRPH 78J1. That's the first watch I saw that I was like, man, I need to get that watch. I never really got my hands on it because they're not easily accessible, and that was limited. This one is not limited. This one, SRPK 46, this one is not limited. So I think they made this the 78, the all gold version, limited, and then they offer this to the masses, you know, for able to, you know, love and enjoy this watch. But I don't think you would regret buying this watch. It's literally that fascinating. The frosted finish, it's almost like small pencil strokes all around the dial. I don't know if you can actually be able to catch that with this lens. Minimal printing, and I just love the way they've done it. The Seiko is almost like floating. It's applied logo. It's the same on the Sub 033. They're pretty much taking the same Seiko logo and put it on this one. And at the bottom of the 6, it says Presage Automatic. The indices are applied, but they look, you know, it has almost a sword type of design, angle, and structure, which I love. The second track, super clean around the dial. Man, this dial is so fascinating to me, and I actually wish these types of watches get a lot more shine, because this is where Seiko really tells you their power and why they're such innovators. They've always been innovating, right? These types of dials really showcase you the craftsmanship and artisan. Why Seiko is such an artisan brand. I love the crown, man. It looks so elegant. It's just a great watch. And the acrylic crystal, I'm not gonna lie, it actually looks good on this, but you know, it will not look good like throughout time because of, you know, the scratchiness of it. But if you can keep itself scratch free or just only few marks, it's cool. But that's why I prefer Sapphire still, because of it being able to be scratch free all the time. Obviously I can't, you know, I'm probably still gonna return it because I can't break the seal and actually show you guys how it will fit on my wrist. Because if I did that, I can't return it. So I'm not sure exactly if I want to keep it or not. So I'm still on the fence here a little bit, but it's such a cool watch, and it's beautiful, it's elegant. It has all the metrics of being, you know, a one watch collection too, because obviously you can't like wear this to the pool. You can wear this to the pool, but you can't jump in the pool. Even though it has 50 meters of water resistance, that does not mean that it can handle depth of 50 meters. I'm not exactly sure what it means, the exact definition behind it, but it cannot handle submersion of water, at least not for too long. Everything, the whole package of the indices, the dial, the crown, the gold finish, and it's highly polished. Like the casing is highly polished all the way around. Which is also interesting, but really enhances the dress vibe they're going for. The 40.5 mil, they probably should have made it 38 mil. I think that would have been more classy, but maybe there's more to enjoy here, right? Because of the bigger dial, you can really see the details on the like gradually changing from the gold tone to the brownish tone, you know. So yeah, it's such a cool watch. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And if you have this watch, let me know your experience about it. Do you love it? And what about the glass? What about the overall experience? Like when you wear it? I mean, sometimes looking at a watch and wearing the watch is two different things. I mean, there's some watches I've seen online, I was like, man, I would love that watch. But then you have it on and it's like, well, I have better watches, or it wasn't me. I mean, I'm pretty good at judging that now, but there's been some instances in my life where I've been like, man, I know for a fact I love it and I have it. And it just, you know, I didn't enjoy it as much. But it's more in my early stages of watches or any products, clothing or whatnot. But this watch I knew I would love, and it definitely exceeded my expectations. It's a great watch, and the design is great. And I even think the price point is fair because it's an artisan watch. This is not something a micro brand can produce easily, at least. So if you love these gold tones and you want a gold watch that has a dressy vibe, a super elegant finish, it's kind of like a Grand Seiko, man, like Grand Seiko finish. And the design is kind of like a Grand Seiko. I know I'm repeating myself here, but but it kind of is. I know it's crazy to say, and a lot of people out there is going to be like, well, the finish is not the same as Grand Seiko. Probably not. I never handled a Grand Seiko, but can you really tell, like, if it was Grand Seiko on that dial? I mean, the finish is so incredible. I think everybody would have been like in awe of this dial. Again, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I really appreciate you guys watching. Subscribe, like, follow, ask questions, and definitely tell your experience. I would love to read your experience with specific watches. I think that's so cool because every experience is subjective. But also just the crown, the S logo really shines through. It's such an elegant S. Also on the Sharpshooter 33, it's kind of the same. Like a lot of the Sharpshooter 33 design elements are shining through on these watches today, which is also why Sharpshooter 33 is one of the more important watches for Seiko, because they really draw inspirations from that watch. Or maybe, I'm not exactly sure what watch the Sharpshooter 33 is drawing inspirations from, but and again, look at the two-tone, man. The gold on top, the brownish tone on the bottom, the indices. I mean, it's such a unique shape. Like how they gradually, like from the, you have obviously the regular, you have the 12, 6 and the 9, and everyone else getting smaller, gradually getting bigger to the quarter markers, right? So the quarter markers is the biggest, and then they get smaller, smaller, and get bigger again, smaller, bigger, and smaller, smaller. There's so many details, and I'm just looking at the watch and I'm finding new details on it. Again, let me know in the comments. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you for watching. Peace out.